Hey everyone, we're at Docking Projections. I'm Eric, and we have Lucas as always.
Hey everyone.
So today we're going to be talking about the recent polls in Arizona Senate election. Mark Kelly is leading on average by 12 points in the state of Arizona. We will first be talking about this poll. We will be talking about the Arizona Senate election and and what we think is going to happen. And then we're going to take a look at Arizona's counties and their history of voting.
Yeah. We'll be digging deep into who we think will win the Senate race. And looking at it right now, I'll say right off the bat, Kelly is in a very good position to win, being 12 points up in the polls on average. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Let's begin here by taking a look at all these recent polls. Kelly up 10 B minus pollster. This came out today. 10 points is a lot. And
Especially in
Kelly,
Arizona.
yeah, especially in Arizona, and especially considering that he's not the incumbent. Let's actually dig deep into some background right now. Martha McSally is the current incumbent for this Senate seat in Arizona. She was appointed following the resignation of John Kyle. Thank you to whoever pointed that out in the comments. I didn't know it was pronounced that way. But following John Kyle's resignation, Governor Doug Ducey appointed Martha McSally here. Martha McSally actually ran for Senate in 2018. She lost, but was appointed to this seat anyway, which was seen by many people as being a very bad move by the governor. So looking at it this year, she's up against Mark Kelly, a former astronaut. He does not have much political experience, but he's a very well-known figure. He is the wife of Gabby Giffords, who was formerly representative from the state of Arizona. Martha McSally, although is the incumbent, she is pretty unfavorable. She's within the top 10 most unfavorable senators, maybe even the top 5. That's definitely not going to look good for her here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start by digging up into the polls. 18 points from this poll by Redfield and Wilton Strategies. Well, they haven't given a polling thing here, but let's look at other ones. This one's the one that struck my eye immediately. Marist College, an A-plus pollster, according to 538, has Kelly up by 12 points. 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about Mark Kelly is that he's a very well-rounded person. He was an astronaut, and now he's going into the political field. He is also a moderate Democrat. And in Arizona, which has a conservative foundation, but is being balanced out by a more Democratic electorate, people do appreciate moderates here. They aren't really into progressives, and Mark Kelly is a moderate, so that's why, along with the unfavorability of Martha McSally, Mark Kelly is so appreciated here.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just want to add this point here. I think it's very fascinating that a lot of astronauts do become politicians. Bill Nelson, senator of Florida, former astronaut, and John Glenn, formerly the senator from Ohio, also an astronaut. Just kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
But anyways, 12 points is a lot. And considering that Arizona used to be a very, very solid Republican state and has swung to the left recently a lot is quite fascinating. It's probably one of the fastest swinging states in recent history. So we have seen apparently Kelly did lead by a bit less than before. We think is an outlier. Graves is a terrible pollster, but he does look like he is gaining a little bit more points here. Change research, again, probably an outlier here. But in every other poll, 10 points, 18 points, 16 points, 7, 12, this is looking very good for Mark Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's now dig into these counties. Oh no, it zoomed out, but I'll quickly zoom in right here. Apologies for the lag. It's going to lag a bit. But anyways, looking at the counties here. Maricopa County, that is what I have highlighted here. Maricopa County is very, very vital to a candidate. This is where you have Phoenix, Arizona, a very well-known city, the 5th biggest city in the United States, and I believe the fastest growing city in the United States as well. It actually swung from red to blue in the 2016 presidential election to the 2018 Senate election. Donald Trump won this county by 3% in 2016, but it ended up flipping to Kirsten in 2018 in the Senate election, and she won by 4%. That's a 7% flip. And that really helped Kirsten Sinema win that election.
That county did make the difference. It
Yeah,
did.
it was it's huge population, huge electorate there.
It is like one of the most populated counties in Arizona.
Yeah, I think it is the most
Yeah,
populated.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is. And I did read some news articles saying that national Democrats are going to focus on winning this county. I think not only for the presidential election, but also for Senate, like, everything in general, because this is a very, very important county. So what do the Democrats need to do to win this county? Obviously, campaign here pretty hard. I think Mark Kelly should probably focus on winning this county, as well as holding on to the other Democratic counties that he has as well. So let's talk about demographics of Arizona. Eric, why don't you discuss that?
Yeah. So as I said earlier in this video, Arizona used to be a very conservative state. There was this funny video which portrayed the heavy conservatives of the state, but obviously that has changed. There are a lot of Latinos and Latinas that do live in the state, and at the moment they are really trying to express themselves. With the Black Lives Matter, coronavirus did hit Arizona pretty hard, but fortunately their cases have dropped a bit. I read in a recent article.
Good to know.
What?
Yeah, I said good to know.
It dropped. Yeah. So the main point here is that this new Latino and Latina community is balancing out with this very conservative Republican area. So we do think that along with the presidential election, they will elect the Democrat in the Senate too, because they are starting to increase in numbers in Arizona.
Right, and a lot of Hispanics do tend to, and minorities in general do tend to vote a lot for the Democratic candidate. So winning Maricopa County would be very crucial for the Mark Kelly campaign to win the state. Now I'm going to be discussing past elections. As I mentioned before, McSally ran in 2018 for the same Senate, actually different Senate seat, I think. She ran for Senate following the retirement of Jeff Flake against Kirsten Sinema. Kirsten Sinema is a blue dog Democrat. If you don't know what that means, they are very centrist, and some of them are pretty conservative physically, but not socially. So looking at the polls from 2018, they overestimated McSally. By the end of the election season, before Election Day, McSally was up by a point. And what actually happened? Kirsten Sinema won by 2.3 points. That is a 3.3 point swing. 3.3 point swing in favor of the Democrats here. And if we see that again, this really could be a very big victory for Mark Kelly. But although it is quite early election season-wise, so it might be too early to call. But this is a very interesting map to see. You see August here. It was really a back-and-forth race. For the election right now between Kelly and McSally, we're not really seeing too much of a back-and-forth race. We're mainly seeing Kelly leading in a lot of these polls. Let's actually take a look at the presidential election in 2016 as well. Eric, you want to discuss the results here as well when it loads up?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. I'll just wait for it to load up. Yep, here it is. So Donald Trump won the state, I think, by about 3-4 points. And once again, most counties in Arizona kind of stay put, but Maricopa County was the difference. It is the biggest county there in Arizona, and it holds the most weight, which is why it's crucial that the Democrats do win it back from the Republicans.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And looking at this polling again, it looks like it again overestimated the Republican here. Donald Trump, although it was a slimmer inaccuracy than with the Senate election. Trump won by 3.5 points. He was projected to win by 4 points. So that's a 0.5 difference. Not really going to impact this election right now with Mark Clay, but the point here is that it does look like some Arizona polls do indeed lean towards the Republicans sometimes, and they overestimate them. Now we get into the part of the video where we talk about the importance. Right here, I have plotted out every other state, what we project for the Senate, disregarding margins. We did give Montana to the Republicans because we do think that Daines has a slim lead there, same with Iowa. So let's say this is the map. Democrats have 49, Republicans have 50. If Republicans win, they have the majority. This would not be good for the Democrats. If Mark Kelly can flip this seat from red to blue, it's a tie. And what happens here is Joe Biden's vice president, who we don't know yet, will break the tie because we do project that Joe Biden will win the presidency, and with that, the Republicans would also carry the majority as well. Therefore, the state of Arizona is crucial for a Democratic majority. They have to flip this seat because genuinely, I don't think there's any other way they can get to the majority without flipping Arizona. Let's actually play this out right now. If Arizona goes red, I mean, the Democrats, they can focus on Montana, but it's not really looking that favorable there. Iowa's probably a better one than Montana because Greenfield is up in certain polls, but Ernest is catching some speed there as well. Yeah. So I do think that, and Eric thinks this as well, we currently have Arizona as lean, but we are considering putting it as likely. I think we are going to put this as likely. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, we could plot it on the map as likely and just say it's somewhere in between. Mark Kelly is doing really well in the polls, and there's no sign that Martha McSally is going to have some sort of comeback. And she's not. I don't feel like she's doing much to kind of try to maintain her seat. And I feel like this is a pretty easy win for Mark Kelly as long as he does his part to win this.
I agree, and it's very strange putting a flip seat as a likely. I mean, Alabama, that's kind of an exception because of how deep red it is, but Arizona should be a swing state.
Yeah,
kind of strange to me as likely, but
Arizona is kind of an exception just because of the candidate. As I said, Martha McSally is very unfavorable. We have said this many times in this video, which emphasizes that importance. So Arizona is the exception because of just who is running in this election.
And also, I do think that in general, Arizona's politics and the electorate has swung a lot to the left recently, which also contributes to why we are now putting this state as a likely for Mark Kelly. And with that being said, that's the end of the video for today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you like our content, please hit subscribe. We'll see you in our next episode tomorrow.
See ya.